Welcome Primary 4, with you is Miss Noor Abdirahman, and today we are going to start lesson number 2 on concept number 4, which is Song of Whales. Are you ready to start? Let's go! Okay, today we are going to talk about the communication between the whales. Do you remember how can the whales communicate with each others? Super, by using songs. They make songs like tunes to make music. So the whales communicate with each other by using songs. They can sing underwater to communicate with each other. Today we are going to talk about a type of whales. It's called humpback whales. It's called what again? Humpback whales. Humpback whales. This is the humpback whales. In the picture we can see it. The humpback whales use what to communicate with each other? Songs. Super. They have just one songs in all seasons? No, they have a different song in 3 seasons. What is the 3 seasons? It can sing in winter, and sing in summer, and sing in feeding season. So it can sing in winter, summer, and feeding season. Winter season, summer season, feeding season. So they have a different songs in different season. In winter season, in summer season, on feeding season. The winter season is a mating season. Do you remember the meaning of mate? To attract a mate or mating. Mating means get married. So they get married or they are mating in which season? In winter season. The mating season of humpback whale is winter season. Super. So they have 3 seasons to sing. Winter, summer, feeding season. Okay, they sing with just one sound? No, they have 2 sounds to sing. They have how many sounds? 2 sounds. Repeat after me. Low pitched sound, low pitched sound, low pitched sound, and high pitched sound. High pitched sound. So low pitched sound and high pitched sound. Low pitched sound and high pitched sound. What is the low pitched sound? The low pitched sound is a rough sound. Rough like what? Like the voice of man. So the low pitched sound is rough, like the voice of man. It's called what? Low pitched sound. So the voice of man is low pitched sound. What about the high pitched sound? The high pitched sound is soft, like the voice of woman. So it's called high pitched sound. The high pitched sound is soft, like the voice of woman. The woman voice is high pitched sound. So we have 2 sounds. Low pitched sound, which is rough, and high pitched sound, which is soft. And the humpback whales can use the 2 sounds, the low pitched sound and the high pitched sound. Low pitched sound and high pitched sound. Okay, it can sing, as we say, it can sing in winter season and in summer season. In winter season, it uses which sound? It uses the high pitched sound. So in winter, it uses which sound? High pitched sound. Why it use the high pitched sound in winter? Because the high pitched sound travel or move better in the cold water. In winter the water is cold. In winter the water is cold, so the high pitched sound can move better. The high pitched sound move better in cold water. So in winter it use high pitched sound. Okay, in summer it use the low pitched sound, which is rough, like the voice of man. Super. In summer they use low pitched sound. Why they use the low pitched sound? Because the low pitched sound travel or move better in warm water. The water in summer is warm, and the low pitched sound is moving or traveling better in the warm water. So again, in winter they have which sound? High pitched sound. In summer they have low pitched sound. Winter, high pitched sound. Summer, low pitched sound. Which sound is traveling better in cold water? High pitched sound. Super. And which sound is traveling better In the warm water, low pitch sound. Super. Okay, now let's talk about the ears and the eyes. The ears can detect or take which energy? Super, the sound energy. It can collect the information of sound energy and use it to communicate with each other. Super. So the ears detect the sound energy. What about the eyes? The eyes detect or take which type of energy? The light energy. Super. So the eyes collect the information of light energy to communicate with each others. The ears detect sound energy and eyes detect light energy. Okay. What is the different kinds of information that the eyes can receive from the surrounding? Number one, waving. Can the eyes take the information of waving? Yes, super. Also the traffic lights. Can the eyes take the traffic light information? Yes, super. Also the rescue flare. Rescue flare is a tool used by people when they are needing a help. It's called rescue flare. Huh. Can the eyes detect the rescue flare information? Yes, super. So that we can take the light energy from waving, traffic lights, and rescue flare. Also, the eyes can detect the information from the fire and from the lighthouses and also from the mirror. Do you know the hikers? The hikers, they are the travelers. When they need to wave to helicopter or to say the helicopter to come, they use a mirror to flash to the helicopter. Why they use a mirror, if you can remember? Because the mirror reflecting the light, so the helicopter will see it as the flash. So can we use the mirror to flash to helicopter as an information the eyes receive? Yes. So the eyes can receive different informations like what? Waving, lighthouses, rescue flare, traffic light, fire, and the mirror which used by hikers. Now let's talk about the code. What's the meaning of code? What's the meaning of code? Do you know the code of the mobile? Okay, what's the meaning of code? It's information that transform or change into another representative. What's the meaning of that? It's the information I can see it but in other way. Information we can see it or we can change it in another representative or another way. Like what? Like the code of the mobile, like the code of the computer. This is called codes. So what's the meaning of code? Information that transform into other representative or into other way. It's called codes. The codes like what? Can the human make a code? That means I say information but in other way. Like what? Like thumbs up. I can make a thumbs up to say excellent. And I can make a thumbs down to say no, good luck. So I can use a thumbs up and thumbs down. Thumbs up and thumbs down is also a type of codes. The human also can make a codes like what? Expressions of your face to make like you're happy, you are sad, you are angry, you are thinking. So we can use a codes like thumbs up, thumbs down, and also expressions on our faces. We can also use a codes like what? Language. We can use the language to communicate with each other as a code. The language use a code in a form of what? In a form of sound. So the code of language is in a form of sound. The code of writing in a form of samples or letters. The code of writing is in a form of samples. And the codes of the music or the sound is in a code of sound tunes. This is called sound tunes. So the language has the code in a form of sound. The writing has the code in a form of samples. The music has the code in a form of sound tunes. Super excellent. Now let's start lesson number 3 on concept number 4, which is also talking about the codes. Today we are going to talk about Morse code. What is the Morse code? Morse code is a communication system made by a man called Samuel Morse. So Samuel Morse make a communication system. It's called Morse code. It make a code for himself. It's called what? Morse code. So Morse code is a communication system. Okay. Morse code can represent by a tool, this tool. It has a button. We can press it by our fingers and it make a sound. It make two sounds. A short peep, peep, sound like a peep. A short peep and a long peep, like that. So it make a short peep and long peep. Short peep and long peep. So Morse code consists of short peeps and long peeps. You make a sound with Morse tool by a short peeps and long peeps. The short peeps called dots. The short peep called dots. Like that. It make a dot. Short peep called dot. And the long peep called dashes. Dashes. So long peep called dashes. Short peep called dots. Short peeps, dots. Long peeps, dashes. Short peeps, dots. Long peeps, dashes. Okay, why we use this dots and dashes? The dots and dashes used to represent different letters of alphabet. Like if I want to say letter A, I will use dot and dash. If I want to say letter number P, I will make a dash, dot, dot, dot. So I can represent the letters of alphabet by using dashes and dots with Morse code. This is the communication system of Morse code. You can even write your name with Morse code by this dots and dashes. So again, the short peeps called dots, the long peeps called dashes. Short peeps called dots and long peeps called dashes. And this code, the Morse code, make the people spell the words using the sound of the short peeps and the sound of the long peeps, which is the dots and dashes. So Morse code is a communication system made by a man called Samuel Morse. It consists of short peeps and long peeps. Short peeps called dots and long peeps known as dashes. And when we make a different dashes and dots, we can represent a different letters on alphabet. And this is our lesson today. With you was Miss Noor Abdirahman, and thank you for listening.